Okay, good morning everyone. Everyone, please switch on your videos. Okay, I hope everyone you switch your videos on. Okay, so today we will be discussing about your breathing exercises. Okay, breathing exercises. I have been telling you about this in your cardiac rehab as well as in your pulmonary rehab. Okay, so breathing exercise is a part of both cardiac rehab as well as your pulmonary rehab. So yesterday I gave you the notes of pulmonary rehab. So did you all understood it? Or if there was any problem, you can ask me. Was there any doubt or was it clear? Yes, was it clear yesterday? If not, you can ask me now. Yesterday, when I gave you the notes in the last part, if you can see for the exercises in the mode after aerobic exercise, there was a heading called mode. There I wrote for large, I wrote an M. I saw most of you have wrote that M in that way only M, and then there was a kind of semicircle above that. So that M that stands for muscle. Okay, if you write the M in that way, that is for muscles. Okay, don't write that in your exams, but then that stands for muscles. So I thought if you did not understood, so I told you about that because most of you wrote it like that only. Okay, that stands for muscle. So rest is clear. Okay, so we'll go into your fourth unit today, which is your breathing exercises. So what is breathing exercise? Okay, so before knowing what is breathing exercise, you need to know what is breathing. So what is breathing? Simply moving air in and out of your lungs. Okay, that is called as breathing, or you can say it as pulmonary ventilation. So what happens when you breathe? So breathing is the only process that can deliver oxygen to where it is needed in the body, okay, and remove the carbon dioxide. So to store oxygen in your body and to remove the carbon dioxide from your body, we need this process which we call as breathing. Now breathing has two phases, right? Inspiration and expiration. In inspiration we take in air and in expiration we move it out. So this is the basic. But then you need to know what happens when you inhale and what happens when you exhale. Okay. See this, the first picture, when you inhale your chest, okay, your chest they expand along with your lungs, okay, because your lungs expand, because your lungs inflate, to accommodate your lungs your chest also expands, and the diaphragm it contracts because diaphragm is the main inspiratory muscle. So diaphragm, which is a large dome shaped muscle and is located between the thorax and the abdomen, and it is a main muscle of your respiration. So this diaphragm it contracts, your chest and your lungs expand when you inhale. Now what happens when you exhale? When you exhale, your chest it contracts, okay, because your lungs they also shrink, and then your chest also contract, and also your diaphragm it relaxes during exhalation. Okay, diaphragm it contracts during inhalation and the chest expands. Now the chest contracts during exhalation and the diaphragm relaxes. Okay, so these are the major things that go on when you inhale and when you exhale. So this is important to know if you want to learn about the breathing exercises. Okay, the chest and the lungs they expand during inhalation and your diaphragm contracts because diaphragm helps in your inhalation. So whatever the function of the muscle is, so when that function is being performed, that muscle will contract. Here we are talking about diaphragm. But when you talk about, suppose an easier example if I'm about to give you is, for example, your biceps. So when you flex your arm, your biceps contract. Why? Because the function of the biceps is to flex your arm. So, whatever the function of the muscle is, whenever that function is being performed, that particular muscle or that particular muscle group, it goes for contraction. So, since the function of diaphragm is to help in inhalation, so the diaphragm it contracts during your inhalation. Okay, and during the opposite function, that muscle always relaxes. For example, again I'll give you the example of the arm. When you flex your arm, your biceps contract, and when you straighten your arms, your biceps they relax, because it is the opposite function. So similarly, the diaphragm it helps in inhalation. So when you inhale or take in air, your diaphragm contracts, and then when you do the opposite action, which is exhalation, or you blow out the air, in that case your diaphragm it relaxes, because this is the opposite function. Okay, so this was important to know. Clear about this? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, how the breathing process goes on, I hope you know that, right? So, breathing starts at your nose. So, when you inhale in air with your nose, it travels down the back of your throat, or maybe your windpipe, which you call as trachea. After that, trachea divides into two tubes. What were the two tubes? Yes, trachea divides into two tubes. What were the two tubes? Any one of you can say, whoever remembers. Yes, the anatomy, the trachea, it divided into two tubes, right? Left and right. So, what were those? Yes, what were those called? You all forgot about the anatomy that I taught you. Like your respiratory system, it starts with your nose, right? So, after the nose, after your pharynx and larynx, it goes into your trachea. So, then your windpipe or your trachea, it divides into two, right? At a point which was called as carina. So, it divided into your right side and left side. So, what were those tubes called? Nobody remembers? Repeating it once again, okay? First is this your nose, which is the nasal cavity. After your pharynx and your larynx, you get this windpipe, which is the trachea. So, trachea divides into two tubes, right? Which are called your bronchi or bronchus, okay? So, it divides into right and left, right bronchi and left bronchi. The bronchi, it further gets divided into bronchioles, and at the end of the bronchioles, there were the air sacs. So you remember what these air sacs were called, or these airbags? What were they called?
Um,
Yes.
6, R6, R6.
Yes, but what was the name of those air sacs? There was a particular name for that air sacs. Okay. Yes, someone told it alveoli. So yes, it is alveoli. Okay. So at the end of the bronchioles, you have the air sacs, which are called your alveoli. Now these alveoli, they contain the air in them. Okay. So these are important for retaining the amount of oxygen in your lungs. So air moves through the nasal cavity. Then after passing through your pharynx and larynx, it goes into your trachea. After the trachea, it goes into the two bronchi, that is the right and left. Bronchi gets divided into bronchioles. At the end of the bronchioles are the air sacs, which are the alveoli. Okay. And at the alveoli, the air is retained in the lungs. Now the alveoli, they contain some tiny capillaries. Capillaries means these are blood vessels only. So what happens is that this blood vessel, how do they help is that oxygen from the inhaled air, that is when you inhale air, oxygen moves in, right? So everyone knows that. So when oxygen moves in to your alveoli, into your walls of the alveoli, so these blood vessel, they help in like the transfer of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So they retain the oxygen in, and whatever carbon dioxide is being produced, they help to move that out. Means the blood vessels or the tiny capillaries which are present in your alveoli. Okay. So this is your breathing process. Okay. Does anybody remember what were the muscles of what muscles helped in expiration? See, if you don't remember the anatomy, then you will not be able to understand about the breathing exercises. That is why I'm brushing this up. Okay. So does anybody remember what was the name of the inspiratory muscle and the expiratory muscles? See, I cannot move forward. I cannot keep on teaching you if you guys don't understand. No? That's why I constantly keep on asking you, did you understand? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. But you people don't ask. But then when I ask, then you are not able to answer, which is not good, right? So it's better to ask questions, okay, than to remain silent. Okay, it's better to ask questions in your class than to remain silent in your exams. So if this will be your condition in your exam, it will be a problem for you. So that is why I keep on asking you, if you have any doubt, you let me know, you ask me. But none of you ask me anything. Now you guys decide, okay, which one is better, okay? Asking questions is better or remaining silent in your exam is better. Yes, does anybody remember the muscles of inspiration and the muscles of expiration? The internal intercostal muscles. I told you it's the opposite. If the internal intercostal muscles, they helped in your expiration, and then there were your external intercostal muscles. These external intercostal muscles, they helped in your inspiration. Okay, external muscles help in inspiration, and the internal intercostal muscles, they help in your expiration. And just now, just 5 minutes ago, I taught you about the diaphragm, and I told you that diaphragm helps in inspiration. Okay, so even after saying that, you could not even say the name of diaphragm. Just 5 minutes ago, I told you that. See, I also gave you the example of biceps. So I told you that the muscle that helps in a particular function, whenever that function will be performed, that particular muscle will contract. And I told you repeatedly that diaphragm is helping in inspiration, so it is contracting. And just after explaining, I asked a question. How many lobes are there in the lung?
Five.
Five means divide how many the right side have and how many are there in the left side.
Right side there are three lobes, and in the left side there are two lobes.
Yes. And then why the left side has two lobes? There was another word for like the left side, the heart meets the lung, right? So when the heart,
Cardiac notch.
yes, cardiac notch or lingula. Okay, you call it cardiac notch, or in a single word it is lingula. What are the two process involved in your respiration?
Inspiration, expiration.
Yes, it's inspiration and expiration, or inhalation and exhalation. Okay. What are bronchioles?
Bronchioles are the subdivisions of bronchi.
Okay. So, what I want you people to do is tomorrow, before starting the class, we will have a kind of question answer session. Okay. So, I gave you so much time to ask me questions. You people didn't ask. So what we'll do tomorrow is I'll ask question, you people answer. Okay? So I give you today's time. You go and read. Okay? I might ask you from the anatomy of the heart, also your anatomy of the lung. So read both about the heart as well as the lung. So I'll ask you tomorrow. Okay? I was supposed to start breathing exercises today, but if you people don't know about what is lung and what is heart, you will not be able to understand it. Okay? Only one or two people answering and the rest keeping quiet will not do. Okay? I want everyone to read tomorrow. Okay, and if you people remain absent tomorrow, I'll mark you absent for like 5 days. Okay, even if you are present for the rest of the classes, I'll not mark you present, whoever remains absent tomorrow. So I want all of you to read tomorrow and come. Okay? Clear? Everyone, I want you all to read tomorrow and come. Only then I'll start with your breathing exercises. Because see, don't think I'm scolding you or something, but the thing is that if you don't understand the ABCDs, you will not be able to form words. Okay? So, similar is the thing here. If I teach you about breathing exercises and how breathing exercises help you, if you do not know the structure of the lung or the structure of the heart, then it will be a problem for you guys only. Okay? Online exams are easy. Okay, I have also given online exam, I know how it works, so they are easier for you. So don't feel like you don't have to study, you all have to know it. Okay, you are not in any other profession, you are in a healthcare profession, so it also has something to do with the lives of your patients, right? So you need to know the anatomy, that is important for you. Just think about that. Okay, you cannot risk the life of people. So what you do is, tomorrow you all read about the lung and the heart, the anatomy, and I can ask anyone. I'll ask it randomly. I'll, like today I was asking question, only one or two were answering. It will not be like that. I'll take the name and I'll ask anyone. And if you remain absent tomorrow, then you will be marked absent for the rest of the 5 days. Okay? So you all read and come tomorrow. I'll not proceed today because I cannot proceed in this way. If you do not know what is bronchiole, I cannot proceed. So CR, you give me the attendance. We'll wind up the class today.